So just when you think Liverpool's business already this summer has been insane, it could be on the verge of getting even more exciting. So Alexander Isak as well, it seems like he's effectively shot down a move to Saudi, and I mean, I think that's the right move, the right call. He only wants Liverpool, according to reports, and this is the right move because aside from the financial gain, I don't see any pure footballing reason why he would go there because it won't take him to the next level, and he's still a player that, despite having so much or showing so much talent and success already in a Newcastle shirt, going to a team where the players around him are better and the structure would perhaps fit and provide more for him, it's only screaming to me yes. Quick side note, they've already signed Hugo Ekitike, who I have to say, very impressive numbers last season, and yeah, I think he will be an exciting player for Liverpool, so I'm very excited to see how he fits into the system and how he's used. No doubt this will mean, and there's already been talk already, that Nunez will probably leave. I don't see any world where they keep him, especially if the Isak deal does eventually happen. It just feels like it's going to happen, and for me, if I reflect back on Nunez's time, it's not exactly went the way I think that most people perhaps anticipated it, especially when you look at the fee and statistics and whatnot. He was very erratic, sometimes very stop start, not as consistent as I think many wanted him to be. I guess if I was to say if I had one concern, it would just be perhaps maybe, I don't want to call it an oversaturation of attack talent, but clearly they have a very large attacking group, and to try and fit all those pieces I think might be a bit challenging, and making sure that every player is, you know, not everyone will hit the ground running. Their new signings. I don't think it's very hard to assume that everyone will just be firing on all cylinders. However, I do think that if anyone can do it, it will be Arne Slot, because everything I've seen from last season, his demeanor, the way he speaks. I mean, for me, I just really like the way he comes across, and he always tells you how it is. There's no beating around the bush, and I know a lot of people will say, well, it can sometimes land you in the mud with the media, but for me personally, I don't like that. I mean, I would rather I like it when, if a manager is asked a question, they just give you the blunt and honest truth. And it's part of the reason why I liked Ange so much, is because yeah, he would say things and it would probably rub people the wrong way, but there's why beat around the bush when something is so glaring and so obvious. But I think Arne Slot will figure it out, and if they get the Isak deal done, man, they will look absolutely formidable, especially if it all clicks. One other point, I think, and this is quite obvious as well, I think Newcastle fans, if this happens, they'll really come across bad. I mean, even if they get over 100 million for him, you're selling him to a rival, and looking at Newcastle's trajectory and their progression, sorry, over the last few seasons, has been really successful as a whole. And if you sell your most important player, it ultimately then shoots you back, and where that will land them, we'll wait and see. But I would really feel for the Newcastle supporters in that sense, because you've lost what well, not so let me rephrase that. You've lost, so many people will have looked at Newcastle, and this is just my opinion looking at it, because of him. He's so good, and he's so good to watch, and he's an incredible talent, so many eyes will just turn to Newcastle to watch him. And that's the case in many sports and teams where perhaps it's one player that people gravitate towards and not necessarily the team. So if he leaves, they lose that, and there's a very good chance, well, this will happen, that the owners and everyone involved will come under some major scrutiny. Obviously, if they then use and spend the 100 million, because let's be honest, he's not going to go for anything less. If they use and spend that wisely, and they can build not, you won't get a direct replacement, but if you can at least make some additions to your squad which will keep you competitive and keep you fighting in the same place at the bare minimum, then I think that might offset some of the backlash.